I thought we were
After a
done. Huh?
long hiatus.
They thought we were done.
Yeah. Psych.
We're back, bitches. Yeah, man.
So yeah, we're back, guys. Did you guys miss us?
I hope so. I had a couple people ask us what was going on. I said,
well,
Hold
it's
up.
primarily you're going through some hard times. You're having a midlife crisis.
Mid life crisis.
And you're experiencing death.
Yo,
Death was
man.
nearing.
Yeah, so I know in the last episode we talked about when we were over in Mexico, we had a little problem. We had a little incident. By the way, how are you doing?
Actually,
It reopened.
Yeah.
So that happened, right? So I actually hurt my back pretty bad, really bad.
From that
accident, I hurt it really bad. I ended up in the urgent care, and then it didn't get better. It actually got a lot worse, and I got really scared. Ended up in the emergency room. So I was experiencing some numbness on my leg and my large toe. So I did what we all do. We WebMD stuff, and WebMD led that I could have some serious issues going on.
You had
and blood
30 hours to
yeah,
to live.
Well, you better go fix it. So one of the potential issues was blood clot. And as everyone knows, blood clots are very serious, and anyone can get them. Healthy, unhealthy, old, young, anyone can get these, and they're serious, life-threatening things, right? And they must be addressed fast. So I look it up. When I went to urgent care, I was told to come back. If I felt any sort of numbness along my leg, that was not good, to go back. So they, medical professionals telling me that, I'm like, oh crap, what did I get myself into? So anyways, my leg felt numb, and it was numb, and I was walking, and it was just like flapping, literally, like I almost tripped over myself of how bad my foot was numb and my leg. And I'm like, okay, this isn't good. So I ended up going to the emergency room, and emergency rooms suck. And so I went. They gave me a shot. They gave me a pill. They said, go make an appointment with your regular physician. I'm like, okay, cool. So I make an appointment, but I still have 5-6 days in between that. And everything just kind of came, psychologically, I was pretty bad. I thought that it's quite possible that I probably have a blood clot and something's going to happen. And I know it's ended, professional athletes' careers have ended because of blood clots. Such a small little thing that can kill you. We're so weak as humans. We are a fragile little speck of things, right? We're that fragile. We're not that strong at all. Physically, emotionally, mentally, whatever. We're not that strong, period. So anyways, So I call you, and remember I was like, hey man, I think I need to start a will. I need to do a will. So I'm still in the process of writing it and everything, because anything is possible, and I do know that life is short, and certain things make it shorter. So I wasn't in a good state of mind to be on camera and be my normal self, and it just wasn't going to be a good content and product that I was going to be putting out there, and that wasn't.
You're depressed.
I was pretty much, yeah, I was, and
I could see it.
Yeah, man, and I really started thinking about life. I started, seeing things, and it was real. It was real. To me, it was real, and it turned out, now that it was actually potential herniated bulging disc, and I really messed up my sciatica pretty bad, pretty bad. So I lost. I mean, even now I don't have strength in it. So I'm going to the chiropractor, and that's what he told me. But he said he was going to get me back in shape, and I went on Monday, and I do feel a little bit better, and I go tomorrow. So, but besides all that, I definitely started thinking about the real possibility of death, and what does that mean, and where do we go? And I'm okay with everything, but
Well, the thing is, you don't think about this sort of thing until something until you start reading WebMD, right?
Yeah, thank you,
So,
WebMD.
moral of the story:
Don't go to
more.
WebMD. Don't be a dumbass like me and go to WebMD.
Oh yeah, but I mean, like we all kind of go through it at some point. Obviously, a lot of people later on in life, but sometimes we are a little reckless and we do something stupid like that, and
I learned my lesson.
but yeah, dude, I mean, life is short, and you never know.
And,
And that's
yeah,
what we're talking about, right?
yeah,
That's what
absolutely. I think today we are going to be focusing on life and death, and also to add on that, one of my neighbor got hit on his motorcycle. Thankfully, he got away with a couple bumps and bruises. Literally, a couple bumps and bruises. That was it. And even that, I was like, oh, geez, like that added to it. And then obviously today, I was not obviously because you guys don't know, but I was at a funeral. My neighbor passed away from cancer, and that, you know, it's not a family member or anything like that, but it's someone I've known for 20 years. So, fairly young man, and had a family and everything. Just to see his family sad and crying and stuff like that really puts things into perspective for a moment. And I don't take, we've always talked about this, man. We don't take life. I don't take it for granted, and that's why we do a lot of the things we're doing, especially this, because you get to do this one go around. You have one go around, and a lot of the times we waste it. We waste it on stupid stuff. We waste it on worrying about what others are doing. We're wasted on being told what to do for 40 years. We waste it on not following what we want to do. And just like that, you're gone. And that puts things into a lot of perspective because we don't follow a lot of the things that we want to do. And we work for 40 years, hard, some of us a lot harder than others, and then by the time we're able to retire, if we can retire, we fall back and we think about all the things that we would have done differently. And realistically, a lot of the people that have had the opportunity to retire look back and have told me they would have done things a lot different. No regrets necessarily, but they definitely would have done a little bit different. Financial situation is definitely on top of one. It's probably on top of the list. Investing a little bit of money, saving a little bit more money, not buy all the stupid crap. They probably shouldn't have done it, and they probably would have taken a little bit more risk. That's the one. They would have taken a little bit more risk.
But not reckless risk.
No.
Of like flipping and dying, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely not. If you want to go ahead and skydive, you probably, if you're not in good physical shape, you probably want to do that in your 20s and 30s, hopefully. That is a risk till you can die, but hey, some people that have done it.
The thing is that what's a higher risk, driving on the freeway or skydiving?
Driving on a freeway.
Okay, so then
you're taking a risk every single day.
Right, of course. So I mean, like that for sure. Like we talked about anything could happen at any moment to any one of us, right? Like a blow in the head from whatever, like some accident, something falls from the roof or whatever the hell it is. And then that could be the end of that, right?
Did you know every year there's 12,000 slip and fall deaths in the United States? 12,000 people die, literally just misstepping, falling on their head.
So like those cartoons slipping on a banana.
Yeah. Oh, that's hella dangerous.
Yeah, dude. It makes sense.
There was a popular TV show, Breaking Bad. What happened to Ted?
Who's Ted?
I fucked Ted. Remember Walter White's wife?
Oh yeah, okay.
Boss. He really, like, I think he was being confronted by Walter, and he's like, oh, and or something happens, he runs, he trips and falls and hits his neck and he breaks it, and then he ends up in the hospital. So think about it, man.
And that can happen to any one of us any one of these days.
Death is really half a step away.
Yeah, dude. All right, I mean it's something serious that a lot of us don't think about, and it's kind of good that we don't.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like it's gonna come eventually. So it's just a matter of how each one of us see it, right?
Absolutely.
And I think at least I've accepted it. I'm not religious, so I'm not expecting any afterlife, but it comes down to, yeah, like how do you feel about dying
I'm okay with it. Um,
now?
yeah, yeah.
Not
Now
two
I am.
weeks ago.
3 weeks ago, when it was a far more serious actual thought. Yeah, I don't want to listen. I don't want to like. I'm not afraid of death, but I am in no rush to die.
Of course.
And my belief is, I'm not going to heaven. I'm not going to hell. I'm not going to nirvana. I'm not going to be living in no paradise. I'm not going to be reincarnated until beautiful, whatever. Nothing.
Butterfly.
Yeah. My belief is, I don't know what's next. I don't know what's going to happen next. The only thing that I do know is that we are energy, and energy cannot be destroyed and it cannot be created.
We're matter.
Matter, right? Matter. Yeah, there we
Full
go.
of energy.
Yeah, full of
Full
energy.
of-
So it can't. You can't. Just it doesn't go anywhere. So I don't know. So maybe I'm gonna do something else, or maybe I'm just gonna be fertilizer for the ground and the worms and stuff, and I am okay with that.
Well, that for sure.
Yeah.
The rest of the stuff, who knows? I mean, I don't know. But I was reading this summary. It's this neuroscientist David Eagleman. I've read his other books called Incognito. This one I haven't read it, but there's this there's this breakdown of the stuff that on an average life, how we spend our lives, like doing different kinds of shit. And I'm just gonna read like one of the paragraphs of what on average each one of us does in our lifetime.
Nothing
right?
significant.
So he says, you spend 2 months driving the street in front of your house. So think about that. Just drive in front of your house, like 2 months in an average life, wherever you live,
Yeah.
obviously, right? 7 months having sex. So 7 months of your whole life.
7 months of your whole life.
But I mean,
80
like,
years. So not even a full year of 80 years.
yeah.
You,
I mean, and those are the ones that that's the average. So there's like less, and I guess more.
And then there's those unfortunate motherfuckers who don't get any from their miserable builder
Do you know there's like 10% of men don't ever have sex?
10% of all of men don't have sex?
Like on average, like it's because there's
1 out of 10 guys don't have sex?
Yeah, pretty much. That's crazy. So that doesn't apply to them.
Their fault. They might be tipping scales the other way.
But then it continues. You sleep for 30 years without opening your eyes. So 30 years of our lives.
A third of your life is gone.
Pretty much just sleeping and having dreams. Hopefully they're wet dreams. So, I don't know. For 5 months straight, you flip through magazines while you're sitting on a toilet. So 5 months just taking a shit.
That might be different in 10 years where through your phone, flipping through your phone.
I mean, yeah, I guess you can. Yeah. But the thing is that it's 5 months sitting on a toilet, taking a shit. You made a little video on how to take a shit too.
Oh yeah, it's on my Twitter, guys.
For 5 months straight, that one. You take all your pain at once, all 27 intense hours of it. So 27 hours of pain, whatever that is, like all different.
So a day in 3 hours.
And it keeps on going, like it keeps on breaking down the average time we spend doing all kinds of just innocuous stuff that doesn't really matter when it comes down to it. But yeah, I mean, it puts
absolutely
it in perspective.
0 time feeling alive.
So it puts it in perspective, right? Like we're here for some 80 years, hopefully. If not, how old are you? 27, 28?
28 years old.
You could have died at 28.
Dude, that is crazy. But people in the 30s and 40s were dying at 30, so.
Yeah, but I mean, it puts it in perspective. Like, what the hell are we doing with our lives? I mean, obviously, we're spending this whole time doing stuff that we kind of need to do, and I mean, it breaks it down to like how many hours or days or whatever you spend eating, and everything else. But what are we doing with our spare time or with our life in general, career-wise or anything? Like most people are working jobs they hate. So, like, what the hell? What's up with that?
So out of 80 years, say 30 years of that, you spend it sleeping. 40 years of that, you at least spend it working, right?
I don't know the
So,
breakdown, but
so now you're at what? You're at 70, so you only got like 10 years left to really do not like really figure it out.
yeah, and don't forget all the other ones
And
too.
yeah, so you really that is crazy.
So yeah, I mean, like, what are we like? Yeah, dude, we need to reflect. It's good to reflect on this sort of thing from time to time because we are able to at least adjust our lives to modify them hopefully to something better, something that brings us more fulfillment.
So as of like the last couple months or whatever, I haven't been able to run or work out or do anything that kind of stuff. I will never take that for granted. I loved running. I mean, I wasn't like a distance runner or anything like that, but I legitimately loved running. I love running. I like running for that couple miles that I do once a week. But guess what? I did it. And not that I ever took it for granted, but it's miserable not being able to do that.
Yeah. See, and
It's crazy.
that's one of the things I've come to realize too, that our health, like personally, my health should be the most important thing, or is the most important thing in my life at this moment.
100%.
Just because without good health, you really can't enjoy life. Like you're saying, now you're taking well, you say you take it for granted, or you're not taking it for granted. You don't.
No,
take
no,
it for
I didn't. I
granted,
never
right?
took it for granted. But now, even far less that I
Right.
would take it for granted. Yeah.
So now it's like I want to make sure that hopefully I'll live for another 40, 50, 60 years with good health. But if let's say you neglect your health now, let's say you're in your 50s and you neglected your health for the past 30 or your whole life, whatever. Now, if you have like cardiovascular disease or whatever it is, like you can't really enjoy the life the same way that you would if you're healthy. So it doesn't really matter if you're alive. I mean, I guess it's better than being dead.
So my neighbor used to run marathons.
The one that died?
The one that passed away. Yeah. So it was my neighbor. He's the one who passed away. Today was his burial. But he used to run marathons. He used to run He was probably one of the fittest persons I knew. And he got struck by one of the things that happened and he got cancer. And you would think so. All you people are probably gonna say, you see, if perfectly fit people still get hurt. Yes, that's fine. That's just a cheap.
That happens, like you said.
Yes,
you can drive out to the grocery
Yes.
store right now and get hit by a car, and that's the end of it.
And that upsets me when they say that kind of stuff. Well, that's why I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna run. I'm gonna eat whatever I want. Okay, fine, go ahead, do whatever you want. Just don't bitch about it later. And yes, it could happen. Just like one of my friend's uncles died on the treadmill, cardiac arrest, gone, over.
Was that his first time he?
55-year-old, fit as hell, ran
fit.
on it and he died. Boom, cardiac arrest, done.
Yeah, dude.
So it could happen. But guess what? How come we don't talk about 1/3 of all, 1/3 of all children are obese or something like that, or 25%, something like that. A crazy high amount of kids are obese. How come we don't talk about that? But we do talk about that one healthy dude that died.
It's about quality of life, dude. I mean, at least to me, I mean, like I'm saying, if I am decrepit and have all these illnesses when I'm 50 and I can't enjoy life anymore, like to me it's like, dude, what? Why am I still alive? Yeah. So it comes to quality of life. Yeah, anything can happen at any moment to any one of us. I mean, a meteor can hit the Earth big enough that can destroy all of us, and that's the end of that. But are you gonna stop, trying to enjoy life in the meantime before that comes?
No.
No. Are you gonna try to, like better yourself or not?
You know what? It's crazy because going back to like what are we doing with our lives? I feel like we're basic. We're basic as hell. And guess what? We go to work, we come back, we eat, we stop, we get fucked, we go to sleep, we do it again, we wait till Friday to come. Friday comes around, we wait till somebody calls us or hit us up, and then to do something for that next 4 or 5 hours. We come home at 2:30 in the morning, we do it, we wake up late as fuck, and then the whole thing, and then we eat, get fucked, go to sleep, eat, like, and it's like, what did you do with your life that's actually productive? And some of you bitches say, oh, my children "Oh, it's the greatest accomplishment of your life." Well, congratulations. It's not the greatest accomplishment of your life. Let me tell you like this. It didn't take much to biologically do something. You are hardwired to do this. It didn't take much to open up your legs on a drunken night and get fucked by somebody who you don't like anymore because he's a shitty ass baby daddy. Okay? It didn't take much to do that. Stop calling your children. If my mom ever called me her greatest accomplishment, I'd be like, Maria, shut up. Like, I really would. Because it's not an accomplishment to do something that you're supposed to do biologically that are just hardwired to do. And we do this. We reproduce these little freaking demon kids, and we don't train them because we're couch parents. And we want to, we're sitting back, kicking back, getting fat, eating the potato chips, and little freaking chart or, whatever that little kid over there is doing this little thing, and we're just yelling from over here. Hey, stop doing it. And we don't, like, and then we're wondering why these kids are intolerable and why we're putting more strain on our poor school teachers, man, that are hard, that are underpaid and heavily worked to babysit our kids. We hire tutors not to tutor our kids. We hire tutors to babysit our kids for an hour or two. Like, think about it. We can be teaching them that. I understand once, if you didn't go to college or whatever, you at least understand basic college algebra, how everything beyond, over that is like, okay, I get it. It's kind of hard. So yeah, it's okay. But basic stuff, we don't even sit with our children and teach them how to read. We rely on the school. Oh, like, the school's not teaching them how to read. No. Like, we're not even, you see what I'm saying? I think I'm getting a little bit passionate here, but it just comes to the point to that. That's why I don't want kids, and because I can't even take care of myself right now. I don't even know what I like to do right now. Like, I enjoy things, and I really...
We're still talking about that?
Yeah, but that's the thing. It comes down to that point where going back to death is like, then we die. And we actually didn't do anything. We didn't do things we enjoyed. We did a bunch of stuff we were miserable about, and we didn't spend the time that we had doing anything productive. And then we died.
Fulfilling, or like, to me, fulfillment is probably like that's my goal. Like, to do something that's fulfilling, to do something creative, do something I feel passionate about. Right? I mean, happiness. It's like happiness just comes and goes at different times in our lives. Right? We're happy one day. The next day something else happens that we need to get over, right? But fulfillment gives you a sense of purpose, right? And yeah, I completely agree. A lot of people they're just living a passive life that, they're just, I don't see.
And then when we die, we were this great human being. We were this exceptional human being.
Oh, yeah.
That did nothing wrong.
That's what you hear at a funeral. Yeah. I mean, that's what it is, right? Funeral speech.
Yeah. And we were this great human being that we were the most loving, the most caring.
Yeah.
23 minutes. So, time flies when you're having fun.
Or were you on a rant?
I was on a rant there for a second. I'm sorry. But hey, look, listen. I do that kind of stuff every once in a while, and I do that in my regular life. Some people don't want to hear it, and that's fine. And maybe that rant did get to somebody. And you know what? I'm not perfect. And I rant to hear myself talk. Yes, I do. And hopefully I even pick up some of the stuff I say. Because life is short, and we don't do nearly the things we want to do. And we spend it worrying about too much that doesn't matter. Stay in your lane, man. Stay in your lane. Do you. Figure it out. Figure out whatever makes you, fulfills your life, and do it. If being a parent is really what fulfills, do it to the best of your ability.
Right. Don't just do it half-ass either.
No, don't half-ass it.
Like most people just have kids because
they're bored.
Yeah.
They don't have a team.
Or an accident happens or whatever. But I mean, like, if you're gonna have kids, at least try to make an effort to raise a decent human being. But what do I know? I don't have kids.
I don't have kids either.
Maybe my kid would turn out to be a completely piece of shit too.
And it's harder. It's what is it? It's easier said than done.
Of course.
So stop wasting time. Enjoy your life.
stop and smell the roses from time to time. I mean, that brings a lot of, like, just a little thing sometimes, dude. Like, I try to do that, and it definitely makes a difference. Like, just nature a little bit, you know, playing with my knees, something, a simple game like tennis or something I've been trying to teach her how to play.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, like those little things, instead of like trying to work your ass out to try to buy the newest car, that to try to show off to the neighbor or your friends that who don't even care, like that's all pointless to me. I mean, there's more important things in life that bring like truer happiness than shit like that, you know. So yeah, I definitely, I kind of get what you're saying. I agree with it, but yeah, we definitely need to.
Think about it. We look our best just physically for about 10 years of our life, from about 20 to 30 years old, right? We're there. It'd say we live up until we're 80 years old. 1/8 of our lives we spend it looking the best of our lives, because most of us don't take care of ourselves, so we're just down the hill from there. And those 10 years we spend it taking selfies and, oh my god, living in vain,
Yeah.
and living our glory years.
You know that they've I can't remember how many deaths from people who are trying to take like cool selfies that go out their ways and
Get
then they
out of
die. There's
here.
like there's already a
Statistic.
statistic
That was
of
fast.
people who
The
are trying to
selfie,
take
the
selfies for the
self.
gram.
Listen, for the gram, the selfie is a relatively new thing. Maybe the last 10 years or so, if that.
Well, yeah, as we know, yeah.
Yeah, as we know it, right? So come on, guys, man. Let's wake up. Let's do something productive. Go out and
Something
make a
fulfilling.
difference.
Don't try to impress anyone else, because the reality is that those other people are not being impressed by anything you're doing.
Trust me, when you hear, oh my god, wow, you got a new car. Now guess what? They don't have to make the payment on it, so they don't give a shit. They're just gonna be like, oh, good, good, whatever.
They're gonna go turn around and try to get a better car.
And then now they're in that same situation, and guess what? You're gonna one up them because you're keeping up with the Joneses.
But anyway,
That is
that
it.
was our rant for today. Death. Think about it. Ponder upon it. It helps. It puts us in our place at times, and just helps us enjoy life a little more than Sometimes we just take, like you're saying, we take a lot of shit for granted, um, unnecessarily. So, not to sound too much like a hippie or anything, but yeah, peace and love.
Peace and love.
Not bad.